Good morning, APUS folks. This is a rhinoceros. And if you're wondering how I hold up the phone in order to take the videos, I lean it against this bad boy's brother. They're twins like that. Once in a while I use this guy so that he gets some work too. In case you were wondering, today's issue is going to be the notion of unity and whether or not the American colonists are interested in being part of a larger political union. Twice in our study up until 1763, the colonists have been given the opportunity to be part of a larger whole, and they've hated it. Let's look at both of those events and see what we learn from them. In 1685, the King of England, James II, combined the New England colonies and a couple of Middle Atlantic colonies as well into one larger political union called the Dominion of New England. In order to make this happen, he canceled New England town hall meetings, he increased taxes, and he more than subtly pushed Catholicism onto colonists who had run from it. The long-run effect of this was to make the colonists pretty upset. When he fell from power in 1688, James's union went with him. The governor of the Dominion of New England, Governor Andros, was kicked out of the colonies by the colonists, and the experience was chalked up as being a horrific one. Short story, we're not interested in being part of something larger than our colonial borders. Long story, at some point we're gonna have to be interested. We have a lot of common problems. Let's skip down the road to the 1754 Albany Plan of Union. In 1754, it looked very likely that the English colonies of North America and the French colonies of North America were going to end up in a much larger war. The French and the English had been at war prior to that from 1740 to 1748 in Europe as part of what was called the War of Austrian Succession, and now they were going to be part of the larger war called the 7 Years' War. In this instance, Benjamin Franklin, one of the prominent men of Pennsylvania, came forward to offer up the idea of a political union. The union would combine together the colonies for the purposes of major things. Those three things: Indian affairs, trade, and war. Really, those are all part of the same whole. But Franklin's idea was that the colonies had a lot in common when they looked at those issues, and they should combine together in order to somehow be more effective. Unfortunately, although all of the people attending the Albany Plan of Union thought it was a swell idea, when they returned home to their colonial assemblies, they found that the colonial assemblies refused to join because they did not want to surrender their authority to something greater than themselves. That happens in 1754. In 1776, the colonies are going to vote to declare independence from Britain. In those 22 years, something's got to change. We've got to find reasons to join together and oppose the English. What's going to change? The experience of the 7 Years' War, or the French and Indian War as we call it in America, and the taxes that come after it. Hope it was helpful. Have a good weekend.